Mike, just the offensive struggles early and some of the penalties, especially on third down, it just kind of put you in a hole, a little stuff to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties, definitely the timing of them wasn't obviously something we were able to overcome there in the first half. I know, we have a big play breakdown that we do just with all the different things involved. And, we were minus 10 at halftime. I think just the fact that, it was illustrated, the number of things we had to just continue to overcome. They made some big plays. They did a nice job of controlling the, time of possession. But yeah, I think that was, something that got in the way there in the first half, particularly in point production, sustaining the drives.
The last drive, it appeared they had a fumble, but you couldn't challenge it because you're out of timeouts. Is that
Correct.
Correct. It go back to that timeout on the field goal. What happened there? Or extra point?
Well, I mean, it was a 2-point. They went to a 2-point, and in a substitution, and obviously we needed a substitute, so we called a timeout because of the the decision there, and hopefully through communication was trying to get the timeout back because the lateness of of their substitution going from field goal to so forth, but that was not the case.
After a game like this?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, we had we just had an excellent opportunity to get to 12-4, and really felt that we were doing a number of good things coming into it. Just like anything in the game, you evaluate everything, you have game plans for everything, and we're well aware of the things we need to work on. And what our statistics show as far as in the area of officiating, this crew is weekly, high in officiating numbers, and so we just tried to really illustrate that all week. And but I think the timing of our penalties for us personally was something that was a challenge for us to overcome.
I know several of your players said coming into the game that they were viewing this as a measuring stick because of Arizona, where they were. Did you address that after the game as well, since so many of them made it?
I didn't view it as a measuring stick. I think we know who we are, and I think we have confidence that that we can win any game anywhere. I think we've illustrated that so far this season. I mean, our focus was on winning the game against an excellent opponent. We've talked throughout the week. We respected Arizona coming in here. Obviously, they had some challenges, all the way up to the game with COVID and so forth. But this, our focus was tight. It was about winning and improving. And our penalties were too high. Time of possession. And they made, frankly, a couple more big plays than we did.
Was it hard to believe, your running game was kind of non-existent today with the running backs?
Yeah, it didn't, didn't get that going the way we would anticipate. But, that's something that we have to have. We clearly understand our identity. But, yeah, we definitely did not have that today.
How would you describe the game that your quarterback had today?
I'm sorry?
How would you describe the game your quarterback had today?
I thought he had a tough game just because some of the things that he had to deal with. But I thought what he dealt with. They threw a lot of scheme at us. A lot of different personnel groups. Where certain guys were playing and things like that. So I thought he handled that well. But I think the biggest thing for us offensively was was really the timing of the penalties. I mean, those penalties were drive killers for us in the first half, and that's that was a big part of our struggle.
Why couldn't you get to Kyler?
I'm sorry?
Why couldn't you get to Kyler Murray?
Say it again?
Why couldn't you get to Kyler Murray?
Why
couldn't you guys get there?
Well, I think I think number one, give him his credit, but it's I thought they did a nice job up front. They're an off-tempo, cadence and operation, and and that can be challenging at times.
Did you have to, with Neal testing positive so late in the week after most of your practices, did that alter how you were going to use Micah in that game at all, in this game?
A little bit. The timing was, this is the world we live in, so it's not an excuse. But it really probably changed more, play time for a couple other guys. But how we use them and just getting in and out of the different personnel groups. I didn't see that a huge change in his reps, his play time, his experience.
You weren't able to force them to commit a turnover in the game. Can you describe how much harder it is to win when your opponent plays a clean game and how much harder it is offensively to score because you have to drive?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, winning the turnover differential. We, came out -1. And I think the reality of how big, that fumble would have been at the end, because it would have definitely given us a chance to, at least tie the game. So, yeah, I mean, turnover differential is something that's very important, but you can't just survive by it. I think the ball security is of most importance, because if you don't give it away, all kicks are good. Punts, kickoffs, punt returns. I mean, it's that philosophy. But yeah, it's been a strength of ours. We consider it a strength of ours. We were -1 today, and that was part of the outcome. But I think the biggest thing is they were able to control the ball. I don't know exactly what the time of possession, but I know it was significant in their favor.
Zerline misses another kick wide left today, and especially when you're struggling offensively, just how much that hurts a team when you're struggling a little bit there.
I think it's this is playoff football, so all opportunities for points are important. Greg knows that. We all know that. So I mean, we all have things that we can do better, and I think that's the focal point. I mean, the goal is to win and improve, and we didn't get that done today.
How badly do you feel for Gallup and the injury? How badly do you feel for Michael Gallup?
I feel terrible for Mike. Michael, it's obviously made a huge play, but you can see just the way he came down. So hopefully we'll get some good news tomorrow.
Looking at next week, do you play your starter? What's your philosophy on that? I mean, with locked in and forced.
Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We can talk about that tomorrow.
As far as the offensive line, Coach, I mean, you had Tyron Smith back, but yet still, there were several penalties. How would you critique the game that they had today?
I mean, just without seeing the specifics of the penalties, I know the holdings, were big plays. They're big plays that came back. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't have a great assessment for you. I wasn't good enough today. We weren't good enough today, and that's why the result is what it is.
Was Arizona's offense pretty patient today, taking a lot of, I know they had some big plays, but taking stuff underneath and willing to do the time of possession game versus looking for the big strike?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job, spreading the ball around, basically staying in the run pass option mode. And, I think the ability to sustain drives was the difference of our offense versus their offense. Thank you.